live, and hopefully we get a few people wanting to come in and say hello. Yeah, you never know in these lives, so it is hard to say, but anyways, here we are, and just waiting who we're going to see, and I'll get this started here on my computer just to keep up with things, so bear with me there. And yeah, I don't know who we're going to get. You never know with these lives, so hopefully we'll get a few people coming in, but yeah, you just don't know. And but you know, it is what it is, and hopefully we get a few people coming in. So we're just sort of waiting just to see who we get. Just in the room at the moment because it's been raining. So just bear with me on that. And yeah, we're just sort of waiting to see who's going to come in. Really need to get something up, and I've got videos that I've got to work on and get up. It's sort of been, yeah, a rough couple of weeks, so it's yeah, a bit slow on getting content up, so just bear with me on that. And current temperature here, thankfully it's cooled down a little bit, but so humid. It's currently 67 degrees, which is a lot better than what it had been. It's been absolutely horrible. 95, 98 degrees and all sorts of things like that. And I really don't do well with hot weather. I don't like it, and don't do well. Anybody here, if you'd like your channel link shared out, type drop, DROP, and Nightbot hopefully should do that. I hope Nightbot's working, and please don't forget to smash the thumbs up, and to share this out would be much appreciated also. So yeah, who do we have here with us? Hopefully we get a few people coming in. But yeah, you never know. Saturday night for you all, for most of my viewers, as I'm doing this. Sunday morning here, just on 11 AM or 11:02 here now, just at the moment. So we're just going to hang around and see who we're going to get in, and if anybody's got anything you'd like to share, would love to have something shared out, and would love if some moderators came in and wanted to share a few links, so I would love that. And if anybody's got any, you know, positive stories or anything you'd like to share, that would be much, much, much appreciated. It's been a very difficult 2 or 3 weeks here for me, and yeah, quite upsetting and quite depressing. So I'd love if anybody's got any positive stories to share. I'd love to have them, and would love to see them, and you know, all of that. So just sitting here and seeing who's going to come in, and I should check to see what the time is for you all. I'm a bit blurred. I mean, when the clocks change and all of that for everybody, it makes things a little bit hard to keep up. Okay, so of course Eastern Standard Time, 7 PM. Just brought that up because I know for you all the clock sort of changed sort of a week or a couple of weeks ago. So it sort of gets a bit hard for me to keep up at times, so you just got to bear with me on that. So yeah, Eastern Standard Time, 7:05 p.m. I wonder what the time is in the UK for my UK viewers. This will be interesting. Okay, 12:05 a.m. for my UK viewers. Oh, cool, Gamer. Hi there. Great to see you. Yeah, it's been a minute since I've seen you here. I know that you've probably been busy. So, yeah, really great to see you. And thanks so much for coming in. Wonderful to see you. Yeah, who else do we have here? And yeah, I'd love to see if anybody's got any, you know, nice stories, anything positive. I'd love to hear any of those things, any positive stories or positive news. Yeah, current temperature 69 degrees. It says cooler but humid with periods of rain, low of 61. Wind gusts 1 mile per hour, cloudy and showers. I think the rain's about to stop for a couple of hours and then it will start again in 2 hours' time. A storm in the afternoon. Don't know what the humidity is. I'll see what the humidity is. I'm just scrolling on my computer to see if it comes up here. Yeah, please do smash the thumbs up. Real feel shades 72 degrees, wind. More details. Click on the more details and see what comes up. Real feel 77, real feel in the shade 72. Cloud cover 100%. Humidity 88%. Yeah, I thought it was pretty humid. Yeah. Cloud ceiling. Excuse me, coughing. 14,300 feet. Interesting. Interesting. And of course, if anybody wants their link shared out, type drop, D-R-O-P, and Nightbot should do that, hopefully. Hopefully, and we're just sort of waiting to see if anybody's going to come in. We've had Cool Gamer here. Thank you, great to see you, and waiting to see who we're going to get coming in. And yeah, these nails I need to do something with, so yeah, got the nail polish, and I'll just do that as I chit chat here and wait for a few people to come in, and hopefully we'll get a few people coming in, hopefully. And hopefully I don't make a mess. You know, hopefully. I've sort of had these just white for a couple of days, and it's time to change them up a little bit. So if I do a couple of coats of this and maybe some glitter over the top, and should be all good. And yeah, hopefully we get a few people coming in. It'd be great to see Joslyn. I didn't send her a message, so she may be busy and not realise that I'm live. It'd be great to see her. Would be great to see Todd. Gail, Nancy, Adrianne, Jamie. Be great to see all my favourites. And I know, of course, there's a few people that run these later, and of course, I really appreciate everybody who runs these lives on replay as well. You all are much, much, much appreciated. So, yeah, who do we have here? And please do say hi. I'm just doing these nails while I wait for a few people to come in. I've sort of had them playing for a minute, and yeah, they definitely need a coat of polish. Well, a couple of coats of polish, really. Oh, hi there. Great to see you, Joslyn. Great to see you. Joslyn at Hope for Life Walker. Yeah, just thought I'd do an impromptu live, and things were quiet, so I thought, oh yeah, I'll just put a coat of polish on these nails. So it's a little bit cooler today, thank goodness, but it's that humid. It's 88% humidity. But currently the temperature is 69. 69 degrees. Feels like 77. So, but it's been raining and it's quite humid, and but I'd rather at this temperature. Yeah, better than yesterday's 98. Yeah. I really don't like it once it gets over 85. It says the top is going to be 72, feels like 77 at the moment. Who knows though, this time of year it could get more. It's sort of, it's not a good time of year. And especially the heat is sort of starting a little bit earlier than what it usually does. So, So, have you got any snow at the moment, Hope? I know you had some snow coming, and don't know if it's sort of still around or if it's sort of stuck or it's just sort of fell and melted or whatever. I'd love to hear how your weather's looking. And of course, everybody, no, it's been raining ever since. Yeah, that's a bit gloomy. Everybody who's having snow, I love to hear about it because I do miss it. And I much rather the cool, crisp air of like you know, freezing or a bit lower than this hot, humid, steamy air, if you know what I mean. Much rather it like that. And yeah, hopefully I'm not going to make a mess here. I'm just tending these nails while I wait for everybody just to come in. Bit of an impromptu live, but I really need to get something up on YouTube. So I thought, I'll do a live. Oh yeah, thank you, Hope. Thank you. I thought I'd do a YouTube, and I've got video footage, dance footage that I didn't use from the other week, so I'm going to do a video on that. And I did film an outro the other day, so I've sort of got to go and edit all that sometime when I feel up to it. Yeah, pretty colour. So yeah, I'm just thinking, if I do 2 or 3 coats of this stuff and then some glitter over the top, maybe. Maybe, I thought. Yeah, thank you, Hope. It's really great to see you. Yeah, I've got to keep looking for some more places. I mean, that's a big worry too, just not having a deposit at the moment. That's a big worry. I mean, if I could have had a couple of months sort of before I had to move, I could have saved some cash for a deposit. But yeah, it's really quite a worry, and I hate moving. Oh yeah, I know, Hope. I hate dealing with those people, if you know what I mean. It's just all red tape and regulation, and yeah. I know I need to look into a no interest loan or something. I did see that. Oh yeah, you say it's worth it, but it's not really, if you know what I mean. Maybe I'll give you a bit of a rundown, my experience with that sort of thing in the past. Oh, stitching it up. Hi there, great to see you. I should put you in blue. If you want to share any videos or anything, yeah, you're most welcome. And of course, any of you in blue, if you've got a special video you'd like to share, please do feel free. And also, please do type drop, D-R-O-P. That's the easiest way to share your channel links out. If you type drop. That's the easiest way. But yeah, at this stage I have to move out of here the 11th or 12th of December. Oh yeah, Christmas. Yeah, right. Hey, from Texas? Awesome. Yeah, running out of time. I know, Hope. I know, Joslyn. And, you know, it's quite a worry. I'll give you a bit of a background. I don't know if I told you this story before, Joslyn. When I came to Australia, basically what happened was everything sort of fell apart in Thailand with the teaching English as a foreign language. There were some huge floods in Thailand, and schools were all closed down, and so no work. And of course, no work, no money. And basically came back to Australia, not really very willingly, but it was what it was. And the plan was to hopefully get things sorted out with you know, finding my real family details, birth certificate, getting reinstated. Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate that, stitching it up, that you shared this out. Basically, I had to leave Thailand because I had no more money. And I'd actually didn't even have money to get visas, sort of working visas reinstated and that, so had an overstay on that, and so I borrowed money to pay that fine and to come back to Australia. And I'd hoped to get that paid off, and it never happened. I could never get ahead here. This place, it's not the place of the 1990s or early 2000s. It's become very, very regulated, just full of red tape, full of regulations, not particularly friendly, not particularly helpful, and it's been overrun also by migrants, and you know, they could care less about anybody else. It's just the migrants that they could care about. And well, I came to Australia. I basically had $5 in the pocket, and so landed and ended up in a women's homeless shelter. And I never want to see one of those places again. It's just absolutely nasty. Absolutely nasty. It's, you know, it's some people there just down on their luck. But there's lots of people there because, you know, they're just out of jail, just out of prison. Others with mental health issues. Yeah, and I don't envy that you've been there. Hope, and I know, and I really feel for you that you've been there and know that how horrible that experience would have been. I don't have family, that's the thing. I was adopted, and the people who got me, basically very abusive, and basically they thought adoption was a great way. They had no kids at the time when they got me. A great way of having basically a Cinderella, and that was basically my role. Endured physical abuse, emotional abuse, financial abuse, sexual abuse, all sorts of abuse at their hands. And basically, even the wife, she was abusive, but she'd come from an abusive home also. Her father was a wife beater and an alcoholic, so of course, you know, nothing really that different to where she ended up with the man she married. You know, he was an alcoholic, a high-functioning alcoholic, drank every night, 3 or 4 times every week. Yeah, YouTube's my family, yeah. 3 or 4 times every week he'd be drunk in the pub. And, you know, there was stories sort of around how much he could drink, and, you know, him and the rest of the town drinkers would sort of have drinking competitions, and you know, often, you know, you'd hear he'd sort of outdrank everybody. Or there was one night they sort of carted both of them out, absolutely, you know, drunk out of their brains. Yeah, that's interesting, Hope, and yeah, I really, I believe that, because that's the sort of thing that I've seen here. Homeless women with children are treated worse than state convicts. Yeah, that's true, and homeless people in general, if they are homeless, you know, just through domestic violence, no families, you know, things have gone wrong, they've been one paycheck away from being homeless, all that sort of thing, are actually treated worse than, and veterans, of course, as well. I'll put veterans in the same category, are treated far worse than those who are drug dependent, those who are mentally ill, and those from prison, of course, or those who are alcoholics, yeah. The people who are homeless through no fault of their own, yeah, are treated worse. And I know that a lot of people who might be drug dependent or alcohol dependent, yeah, it's a horrible experience and it's a touchy subject with me. Yes, I totally understand. I would really love up the east coast, or not particularly the east coast, inland a little bit. The Appalachians would be lovely. New England, anywhere up from, I guess you could say, probably Virginia, West Virginia up, or that sort of region up further north would be lovely. I definitely don't want anywhere that gets too hot in the summer. And I love snow and fall colours. I mean, even if it was as far south as the Smoky Mountains would be lovely. Yeah, basically everybody on YouTube that you'll see in my comments and see in my lives are all my friends and are basically my family. Might as well go to Alaska. Well, Alaska is on my bucket list. I love seeing Alaska videos, and I'd love to visit it. Yes, Hope. And, Hope for Life Walker Joslyn, I do count her as being my family too. I see her as being a sister, actually. But yeah, I ended up in this horrible place. And I was there for about 3 or 4 months. And I never want to see such a place again. The smell of the place, you'd go into the bathroom and there'd be blood everywhere in the bathroom because of they were doing some sort of drug-taking activity. I don't know what exactly they were doing and why there'd be blood everywhere from doing that, but and I don't want to know. Airplane tickets, it sort of varies. There are specials on. You can get something from Melbourne to New York if you're lucky for about $2,000. Sometimes you can get them for less. I do also have a problem. I've got to pay off like $3,000 to Department of Foreign Affairs to get my passport back, which has been hanging over me since I've come here because I could never get ahead to pay that. Ever since I've come here, I've sort of lived hand to mouth and it's just been horrid. But basically, yeah, this place I spent 3 to 4 months there, and then I met up with somebody, and she was quite a nice lady, although she had her issues. And I moved in with her, and I was probably with her for about 3 or 4 months. Our treasured home. Hi there, Nancy. Yeah, basically $3,000 for a passport because I have to pay off this loan from Department of Foreign Affairs. And that would get me my passport back. Usual passport cost now is about $400. Basically, when I sort of got that loan from the Department of Foreign Affairs, they took my passport. I had to surrender my passport. Yeah, basically, yeah. Which would work out at about 2,000 or a bit over 2,000 Australian dollars. Yes, Hope. I'd seen on Flight Centre. Great to see you, Nancy. And I remind everybody to type drop to get your link shared out. And of course, big appreciation to everybody who shares out this live. But this lady, Simone, she did have some issues, and she was on the spectrum, and it worked out that she wasn't paying rent. And so, of course, got evicted from that house, there for about 3 months. Excuse me, now I'm coughing. And she had a friend, Carol, in Frankston, and she said, "Oh yeah, no worry, no problem. We can move in with Carol." And this Carol is actually the housemate/landlord from hell that you'd probably all heard about. It turned out that Simone had got a nice payout from her job then after she got evicted, and she'd actually, Carol had cheated Simone out of a car and cheated Simone out of a lot of money, and so Simone left. And of course, Carol expected me to be paying, at that time, it was over $1,000 per month in rent. And so I could never get anything, I could never get ahead. I don't at the moment, no. I don't have a place to go yet. Looking on flatmates.com.au, looking on Gumtree, looking on Marketplace. My big issue is having the deposit and, you know, either 2 or 4 weeks rent in advance. That's my big issue at the moment, to even get another place. So even though I can see places on the adverts, the big issue is having the money to be able to go there. But this Carol, she ended up being quite a control freak, and she'd steal, she interfered with my food, all sorts of things, emotional manipulation, all sorts of things. She tried to dox my YouTube channel. And I was with her until it was early September last year. Her health, this Carol, her health took a turn for the worse, and she was in hospital. And she was in hospital. That's what I was referring to earlier, the shelters. They're not at all helpful, and they're inundated too, actually. Things have got worse than when I first arrived in Australia with the homeless situation. Things have got far worse. This country's let in a lot of people on protection visas and refugee visas and all sorts of things. Yes, that's so true, Joslyn. If you've never been to one, you never want to experience it. And take my word for it, and take Joslyn's word for it. You never want to experience it. But basically, Carol, she was sick and in hospital, and so she wasn't really knowing, because I had to give her rent in her hand, and when she wasn't available, send it to her bank account every 2 weeks. and she being in hospital, I had kept that rent behind. Yeah, thank you. I certainly need that. And looking for another place, And of course, Joslyn knows the story. She knows all about that. And this Carol had come out of hospital, and she still wasn't aware that I hadn't sort of kept up with the rent. But before she went to hospital, she'd had me sort of dealing with all sorts of horrible things. She'd lost control of all her bodily functions, and so she made me sort of deal with all those things. And I'm not somebody who could ever work as a nurse or a carer or anything like that, and that was just absolutely beyond me, because, you know, not the sort of thing that I ever wished to do, and not the sort of thing I could actually handle. And, you know, she's requesting all these things, and then she said, she was just out of hospital a few days, and then she said, oh, well, we've got a rental inspection by the realtor, and you've got to get out for the day. And there'd been a few occasions where she'd had those, and I'd actually set a phone up in secret and had it film. And just see why this thing's buzzing. My sports watch sends me alerts that normally come up on my phone as well, but because I've got this phone live streaming, I'm not getting the alerts there. And you know, there's been videos on the past where she'd sort of I'd actually filmed her interfering with my food and interfering with my stuff and that sort of thing on previous occasions. And this last occasion, there's actually a video that's still up in my... Yeah, I could if I can get some sort of job. Yes, that's true, Hope. Yes, you saw the video, yes, that she was being disgusting when she'd send me out of the house, yeah. Sick, twisted woman, so true. And of course, she'd caused me a lot of issues and a lot of, you know, trauma and that sort of thing with how she treated me. But found a really, really nice place on Gumtree, which is an app a bit like Craigslist. September last year, so moved there, and it was really a lovely house and really wonderful people. But you know, just sharing the house, you know, just renting a room, and of course you know, 2 weeks notice from me or from them, you know, if wanted to get out, or if they wanted me to get out or what have you, which, you know, that's what it was. And it was originally going to be just 1 year that I'd have to get out. I'd have to get out, you know, about this time, you know, December, because I were planning on going to the Philippines. A husband and wife, husband about 70, wife about 55, wife from the Philippines. And they were planning on going around Christmas this year, because they hadn't sort of been there for a while with, you know, with that sea thing that happened and all of that. And they were planning on actually putting the house where I was staying with them either for lease or on the market, and actually retiring in the Philippines. That was their plan. But of course, August, early September this year, it was sort of about that time, the wife's father had got very, very sick. He had been sick for a fair while, I think, and that was sort of why their plan was sort of to move there to be over there, or part of their plan why, at the end of this year. But he came in sick, and so they had to give me notice early. And I found the place that I'm with just due to a church friend. They hadn't known, my church friends hadn't known this girl where I'm staying very long. But, you know, from what they could see, they thought she was okay and all of that. And she was looking for somebody to stay here and share the rent and everything. But, yeah, it sort of worked out that her culture is just far too different. And she's very controlling, very demanding, and we'd had an argument, and she told me that I've got to get out. And basically, I would have had to been out even this weekend originally. And of course, my church friends have been talking to her and saying, oh, no, you cannot do that, what you're doing, and it's just terrible. And she has sort of softened a little bit and given me until the 11th of December. But I'm still, you know, having trouble finding somewhere. I might be able to sell this bag. I put it onto Gumtree, which is like Craigslist. Marketplace won't allow it. I'll show you this bag. I know Hope the Life has seen it. And any of you on my channel who normally watches has probably seen it. Because it often sort of, you know, I'm carrying it around on my videos. This one, this purse. And of course, yeah, they're not, Marketplace ain't really liking it because, yeah. It's the, I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, it's the genuine article. And actually, with the way the economic here is nowadays too, things are difficult in selling designer goods. This sort of purse is worth $2,700 about, but what they're worth and what they actually sell for is a big difference. If they actually do sell with the way the economic is here. But I put 1,500 on it on the Gumtree app, on, you know, the marketplace, and I haven't sort of had any offers. Fingers crossed, because I did get an offer last night. Somebody offered me $800, and would I? And you know, I'd replied I would consider that, but I haven't sort of heard back from them yet. That was sort of something silly like 11 p.m. last night. And I mean, if they are offering 800, I would actually take that, because that would sort of you know, that would cover a deposit for another house. And yeah, I'd hate to have to let this thing go, but if I've got to, I've got to. This purse, it's a relic of when I was living in Indonesia in a whole different life. my common law husband and myself had done quite well, and lived quite a good life, and that was a gift from him to me. And it ended up, he passed away, it's around 2007 in an accident. And of course, you know, his family's sort of all gone now too, of course. His parents were older and he was an only child, so that's sort of what happened there. And so their family's all gone. He was Indonesian Chinese. And I'd sort of lived a life of travel and all that sort of thing, you know, since I went there and was with them. And I'd lived quite a good life. So that bag or that purse is a relic from that time, and so I've sort of had it with me all the way through, and even when I had nothing, I had it with me. And I've travelled with a black plastic bag from Thailand full of clothes, and this purse from Thailand. And never wanted to let it go, but I think I'm going to have to let it go now. You know, I always thought, well, if that bag could get me to America, or that purse could get me to America, I would let it go for that. Yeah, thank you, Nancy. Wow, yeah. But, yeah, back to the story where I was at. I'm sort of, you know, getting sidetracked. Moved to this really nice place, but, you know, the wife's father got sick. Yeah, some things are hard to let go of, but sometimes you've got to. Yes, Nancy. And so I had to move earlier than what I'd sort of anticipated from the nice house in Cranbourne, and came to this house in Dandenong, and I sort of thought, well, you know, it's not ideal or anything like that, but if I could sort of stay here until, you know, early next year when I get things sort of sorted a little bit, that I could, you know, pay off this debt to DFAT and get out of Australia. But of course, yeah, that didn't really work out like that, so I'm having to get out a lot earlier, and of course it's a big worry on that. Big worry on that. I don't know if I missed anything. Yeah, I try, Nancy, I try, yes. But yeah, basically, yeah, my life has been very much one full of difficulties and hardships, and all of that. You know, 2008, you know, the time of the global financial meltdown, if that didn't all happen, I'd be living a very different life also. My husband had died, and thank you. Yeah, I really appreciate any thumbs up, yes, and I appreciate anybody who shares this out, and appreciate everybody who watches this one later. But basically, you know, I had a lot of money, and I'd invested it all into unit trusts in Citibank. Unit trusts, a bit like managed accounts, that sort of thing. If I'd put it into just cold hard cash into savings accounts, I would have been far better off. But of course, you know, all the financial advisors saying, oh, get these investments, get these unit trusts. They're much, much, much better than just putting, you know, money in the bank and all of that. And of course, me not being really, you know, really that savvy with all that sort of stuff. I mean, you know, handling all the paperwork and money side of things and all the, you know, bookwork and all of that was never my department. I was always horrible at math. Math was my absolute worst subject, and math was a subject I'd often fail, actually. I was far better at language. I was far better at, you know, home economics, art and creative subjects. I was far better at those. Language, English, all those subjects. I was far better at those. Oh, all good, Hope. Thanks so much for coming in. Well, I wish that I could get to a position where I could help others again too, if you know what I mean, Hope. Joslyn. And I'd always been one, like when I had money, that I would so often help others, and I had gone through, you know, quite a few $1,000s in helping others at times. And I mean, I don't begrudge that. You know, I had the money at the time and was able to help others, so I did. And I would love to have been in that sort of situation still. But basically came to Australia. Jobs here are very scarce. There's been just so many people come in, and it's like housing, jobs, it's all scarce. And of course, I do not have any qualifications in Australia. You know, when the wheels fell off with the global financial meltdown, I went to college and learned how to teach English as a foreign language. And so, of course, I worked for a while in Indonesia doing that, and then went to Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur, for about 9 months with that. But of course, the best paid jobs with that were in Thailand. So I went to Thailand and spent quite a number of years in Thailand doing that. And of course, couldn't make quite enough to save anything much. And then of course, when the wheels fell off everything in Thailand with the floods, that sort of made things difficult. I can speak Thai a little, but I've forgotten much. Thai is a very difficult language to learn. Dichan put Pasatai Nitnoi Ka. And I mean, I've got the tone and everything wrong now. It's been so long since I've spoken it. And I can speak, what I said was in Thai. I speak Thai a little, but I've got it all wrong now, the tone, because Thai language is all to do with tone, you know, low tone, high tone, mid-tone, rising tone, falling tone, and a word can have 5 different meanings just depending on the different tone. And I can speak, and I've forgotten so much too. I can speak and read Indonesian and Malay, but I've forgotten so much because now it's been so many years since I've done it. But of course, no formal qualifications on those languages either, so there's no way that I could have got, you know, some sort of a qualification on that, because here in this country is all about your actual qualifications on paper. college degrees, diplomas, everything like that. It doesn't matter if somebody can do the job or not. You will not get employed without the relevant college diploma or degree or what have you. It's all very much regulated. Yeah, online, it's difficult to find that sort of thing. Here in this country, it's very difficult, and but I don't know if I could really teach those languages, because I've only learnt those languages through living there and speaking with people, not formally, if you know what I mean. And of course, I do know, or did know, forgotten how to do a lot of that, teaching English is a foreign language. But of course, forgotten all of that. It's been a number of years since I've done it now. You know, I haven't done it since coming to Australia. Yes, I do have an email. I'll actually type it out on my computer and put it into chat. It is on my email is on my about page also. Yeah, I'll just put that up here. But I never wanted to be in Australia. It's not a country that I really aspired to living in. And I'd sort of hoped, and we'd even, you know, before my husband or partner, before he passed away, we'd even talked about going to America. I am American by blood, actually, not by adoption. I'm only Australian through adoption. And one reason for coming back to Australia was to overturn my adoption certificate and adoption birth certificate and all of that, and to get my original birth certificate reinstated. But of course, you know, COVID happened and that all... Thank you, sending love and prayers. I will email it. Thank you so much, I appreciate that. So, even as a little girl, my dream was actually living in America. There was always something about America that it was home to me. I'd watch American shows and read American books and everything. And loved everything from America. And of course, I got punished for that. And ridiculed for that, and of course I looked nothing like the people who I grew up around. And actually what happened was she left him when I was 16, and I ran away at 16 and a half and went to Indonesia with this family who... their son ended up being my partner. So that's how I ended up in Indonesia. And I'd actually met them through an elementary school program. It was a pen pal program, and we'd stayed friendly. And of course, you know, a well-to-do family, and saying, "Oh, just come, and you know, don't worry about the cash or anything. We'll pay for passports and flight tickets and all of that." So you know, and it's just a pity that you know, my partner had passed away before his time. Things could have been very different if that didn't happen either. But I came to Australia, and you know, hoping to get my real birth certificate reinstated, which, you know, because of COVID, that didn't happen then. And I'm sort of just now so done. I want to get out of here. Nothing's ever gone right for me here in this place, and it's, the people are not friendly. The people have become very sort of selfish and nasty, and even I'm finding in the cities that it's not even a lot of the not even many of the original Australian people are left. It's all people from goodness knows where, and so many of them are following a religion of peace, I guess you could say. Oh, thank you, Jan, and great to see you. So many are following that religion, and it's not the place that it was. You could probably Google what happened the other week in Melbourne City with the Maya Christmas display. That it was actually postponed because of some huge protest because of the Middle East happenings. Excuse me. And you know, anything Western, anything Christian is all being very suppressed here. And yet, you know, people of that certain opposing background, no censorship, nothing. You know what I mean? And I was actually accosted a couple of weeks ago. I was, you know, sending some voice messages to everybody, some video messages, and these people from a certain continent, recent refugees, took offence and accused me of filming them when I was not. I was just trying to message you all. And they've called me a racist and all sorts of horrible things because, you know, I was just out and about minding my own business, and just happened to have this cap on. Yes, that's true, Jan, but I believe that the winds of change might be blowing throughout the states now. I believe that the winds of change are starting to blow. And, you know, the people who hate America will be moved on. Oh, I definitely think so. And, you know, seeing a lot of those stories and, you know, watching a lot of content that have been put out by by MAGA. It actually really stirs the heart and, you know, brings up patriotism, if you know what I mean. Yeah, not like that in Missouri, no. I would think Missouri is pretty much like, much of Missouri would be pretty much like small town America, which is absolutely like paradise. The way I see it, especially after being here. You know, people are friendly and helpful, and people respect others and help their neighbours and all sorts of things. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. And yeah, great to see you again, Stitch, from Dreamland Soundscapes. Awesome. I don't do well in heat. Today, yes, that's true. The big cities can be more liberal, yes. Yes, that's so true. But here the big cities are actually, I wouldn't even say liberal, but just full-on communist, actually. Here, the big cities. Full-on communist, full-on socialist. And this country in general has become very, very, very liberal, very, very left-leaning. And, you know, some of the things going on here are absolutely disgusting. The government's got some bill out at the moment, the misinformation bill. That basically what they'll do is, if anybody posts something that the government doesn't like on Facebook or whatever, the person who posts something on Facebook will be kicked off of Facebook or, you know, any of the platforms, and will be subject to a huge fine and imprisonment. And that could happen just from saying that you disagree with some new law that the government's bringing in. There was recently something I saw from England, which Australia's headed the same exact way, that a man was fined and imprisoned for praying silently on the street. I don't know if you've seen that story or not, but a man was imprisoned for praying. I think it might have been near a family planning clinic or something, and he was praying outside it, from what I believe, and the man was arrested and charged, and has been through the court system, fined and imprisoned. And this country, Australia, is exactly the same and going in exactly the same direction. Really, 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 really concerning. And there's another bill. It's about underages on social media. But basically what it will require is for anybody to be on social media will need to have a digital ID, and that is stating that they are over the age of 16 and everything, but will need to have a digital ID to do anything and to go onto social media. And that bill is currently coming up at the moment, and it's looking like that bill will be passed into law, basically requiring everybody to have a digital ID. And of course we all know what the next step from that is. people will be required to be microchipped or goodness knows what. Very, very, very concerning. And, you know, the way this country's going. I dislike the weather. I dislike the, you know, society here. Loathe the government, and just got to get out of here. I'm not able to live here with the you know, the loss of freedom and the erosion of freedom. And you know, that with everything that's going on, it's sort of been part of my reasoning that if I cannot get out of here, I don't want to live either. Because I don't want to live under those sorts of rules. I don't like how the government is going. I don't like how the government is stating that they own everybody. Another time, hi there, great to see you. Great to see you. It's just, yeah, it's crazy. And I do believe that a lot of people will be leaving this country, you know, in the next year or so, because people just don't want to remain with the sort of place it's become. What else I've missed here? So yeah, a big hi to another time, and a big hi to everybody here. Oh, I've probably forgotten things to add. Probably. That's true. That's true. So yes, of course, yeah. Hi, Linda. Yes. Yeah, they have our driver's license. Yeah, but I think there's winds of change coming through in USA. People have stood up and said, "Stop! Enough is enough." And you know, for the presidency, the majority vote, the House and the Senate, you know, all four, it's really, really telling that people have stood up and said enough. And you know, there's nothing clearer than nothing clearer for a mandate than, you know, the presidency, the majority vote, the House and the Senate. You know, there's nothing clearer for a mandate when you've got all those four. And you know, I've seen videos even from like New York, you know, Madison Square Gardens, New York, a bastion of liberalness, and so many people are in support of freedom and are standing up and saying, "We support Trump. We support Trump." It's just, you know, the winds of change are really blowing through the USA, and from how I see it, America is turning back to God. That's the way I see it. But this country, no. It's all getting more and more left-leaning, more and more anti-God. You know, even like you hear the schools, if people are speaking about Christmas, they cannot. And, you know, the public schools or the government schools, Christmas has been sanitised. Christmas is all about Santa, but they're even starting to delete Christmas itself. You know, they talk about happy holidays. No more Father Christmas or anything like that. It's just absolutely crazy. Yes, so true, Linda. Yes, we're tired of it all, and glad to see it's changing. Yes. Hi there, Miss Pretty Lady. But I come here and I don't even have any friends here. Not able to make any friends here in Australia. My viewpoints are just too different from theirs, and you know, they reject everything that I stand for and everything that I believe here, and people here generally are just so cold. And they just dislike what I stand for and dislike the freedom that I believe in. I just dislike all those things, and I just cannot relate. And then, of course, you know, I get on the phone with Jan or with Gail or with Susan, and we're, you know, we're having a great chit-chat, and you know, we're seeing things from, you know, the same sort of level, and seeing the world in the same sort of way. And I come here in Australia and I just don't have that. You know, they're talking about, oh, all this, you know, everybody's got guns and America's so dangerous. And why would you want to go there with all these guns? And, you know, oh, why are people so worried about freedom? You know, better to have a government that will take care of everything. And I don't want that. I don't want the government in my pocket. I don't want the government in my life. Excuse me. I want to be able just to live and to do my own thing. And, you know, if I have a little bit left over, if I can help a friend or a neighbour out, all those sorts of things. You know, if I can share something and share some knowledge or help somebody in some way, and it's not all about, you know, being obligated to do something, but you're just doing something from the goodness of your heart. That's the sort of life I want to live. Yeah, true, Linda, and that's the way it was going. And, you know, everybody in America, you know, or the majority, saw that and said, enough. Live with Rob. Hi there, Rob. Wonderful. Oh, well, actually, is it Rob or Michelle? But yeah, great to see you. Great to see you. Trying to think of your main channel now. Live with Michelle and Rob. Oh, Now that sounds awesome, Linda. I made a bread video begging the loose faucet to a bread making challenge. Oh, well, I look forward to seeing that one. Yeah, we are back on track, yes. Oh, I know that you've been busy, Rob or Michelle. I know it's one of you from Life with Michelle and Rob, or you might have changed your channel name. Do type drop and get your channel shared out. Drop and Nightbot will do that. But, you know, my dream is to actually be American on paper and not just in blood. My actual people, Scandinavian American. That's actually why I have the Viking on my channel, Arielle-Viking, because the biggest proportion of my DNA is actually Norwegian. The biggest proportion of my DNA, so that's actually why I call my channel Arielle-Viking. Oh, Linda, thank you. Thank you so much for the super. Wow. Oh, wow, thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. And yeah, that really means a lot. And I just decided I'd come here just to chit-chat today. And, you know, if anybody's got any advice or anybody wants to share prayers, or anybody got something coming up or a milestone on YouTube channel, you know, it's just, everybody can share that here too. I recently broke through the 10K milestone, and I would have loved to have been in a position to have a giveaway, but oh, thank you. Yes, exactly. Thank you. I would have loved to have had a giveaway, but that's not going to happen until things are better, unfortunately. What's my channel at? 10,500 and 10,539. Oh, wow. And I had hoped to have a 10K giveaway. But yeah, it's not going to happen as a 10K giveaway. I think what we can do is we're just going to pray and hope that we could have a Arielle-Viking moving to America giveaway. That's what I'm hoping for. That you know, we might have to delay the 10K giveaway, but have it a coming Arielle-Viking moving to America giveaway or something like that. And you know, when it happens, if we could get a whole heap of channels involved, and you know, have a StreamYard, or is it Restream that people are using now, or what have you, and have a lot of people involved, it would be absolutely lovely. And yeah, that would be awesome, yeah. That'd be such fun. And, you know, that's something I really would like to do, is to get some fun back into my life. And, you know, I'd love to be able to, you know, traipse around and visiting the Amish general stores and small town fairs, and you know, 4th of July celebrations, and you know, White Christmas in America, and filming all those sorts of things for my YouTube channel. You know, it would be just Absolutely wonderful content, and the sort of content I'd love to do. We all need a little fun in our lives, yeah. You know, and I'd love to be living in America where I'm settled down, and you know, I could join in with the Vineyard Chicks Survival Seeds Challenge and things like that as well, because I'm living somewhere where I'm able to do that, if you know what I mean. I'm not able to do those things here. It's just not possible. Here I'm just in an apartment, no garden, and of course having to get out anyway, so cannot even grow a couple of pots of plants. And of course, you know, just the tyranny of distance and the tyranny of postage. There's no way that I can sort of take part in, you know, everybody's giveaways, because who can afford the postage? Yeah, so true, Linda. Yeah, if you can do that, if you can do that. And actually, before I started my YouTube channel, I was working in a store, and that was not ideal, and I've lost that job. I was working in a store, data entry, and I've never done that sort of thing before, and definitely didn't turn out to be my thing. And of course, the owner of the store, she wasn't a very nice person. But I'd always wanted to do YouTube. Actually, I started this YouTube account when I was still living in Thailand, actually. Or got my email address for YouTube, and of course I've watched YouTube right from the start, and always thought I'd love to do it. But I've lost this job 2018, and I'd always wanted to do YouTube. I decided, well, I'm not doing this job anymore. I'd lost it, and decided, oh well, I've always wanted to do YouTube, even, you know, as far back as what was it, 2006 or 7, whenever YouTube started. And so 2019 I started YouTube, and I'd sort of wondered what I could do it about. Excuse me. And I've got a cold drink here, so I've just got to take a mouthful of that. I should make some iced coffee, shouldn't I? I had iced coffee earlier this morning. It's been so hot here, and the doctor's been telling me I've got to drink more. But I've lost this job, and I decided to start YouTube, and thinking, you know, I'd always enjoyed cooking and thought I was reasonably good at cooking, so I did YouTube, decided to start as a cooking channel. Originally I would have loved to done YouTube more on travel and you know, getting around different festivals and different events and different venues and all that sort of thing, which is what I'm doing now on YouTube. but cooking was sort of accessible. So I went with cooking and never sort of wanting to be just stuck as a cooking channel and not stuck in the kitchen. Cooking was something I enjoyed doing, but I never wanted it to be a job. And filming videos and trying to work out videos and you know, just the expense of buying the ingredients and everything when there's only just me too. It really started making or started making cooking videos or making cooking videos as a chore, and then having to edit cooking videos really became quite a chore as well. And you know, cooking was something I only ever wanted to do as a hobby, never as a job. And it was becoming a job and becoming quite hard to do. And I always enjoyed getting out and about. That's what I more enjoyed. And, you know, getting among people and travel and all that sort of thing. So, you know, it became quite a chore. And then, you know, the trouble with this woman in Frankston where I was staying, and you know, she'd always complain with smells of cooking and all of that. She hated that. She hated fish. So of course, I could never cook fish in the house because, of course, even though I was at the other end of the house away from her, it would sort of go to where she was around and all of that, and quite traumatic. And so, you know, a year ago, I decided never to make another cooking video again. So I haven't. And I love to get out into nature, and so, you know, do some more videos on that. Although that doesn't necessarily get views. I love the festivals. You know, there's something like, you know, an Asian festival going on. I love to get there and film that. I love to be able to film something fascinating. I think there's a Christmas lights show coming up or something soon, and I'll be sort of looking into that more, and I'll actually go and film that. I've sort of got to be pretty careful what I do too. I was at the doctor's, and I mean, this has been a long-term thing too. I don't necessarily have the stamina that I once did, and of course I do have a few health issues. This is the printout from the doctor's the other day. Last Monday, I did go and do a pathology test. Doctor's wanting me to do that every 3 months. I was diagnosed, it would be about 5 years ago, with diabetes type 2, and also with CDC, is it? You know, chronic kidney disease, CKD, chronic kidney disease. So, you know, I'd sort of have to go every so often and get bloods done and see specialists and all of that. And a lot of these things I don't know what's in my family because of the adoption, so never knew what to be careful of growing up, because of course, you know, as an adoptee, you lose access to your real heritage, you lose access to your nationality, you lose access to your family identity and everything. But I've got a list of numbers here from, you know, just this recent test. Last Friday I was at the doctor's, did the pathology test last Monday. Doctor's wanting that every 3 months. And he just did a printout for me because I asked, oh, can I have a printout? But, you know, did A1C and also kidney function tests and all of that. For anybody who's interested. Real Life with Michelle and Rob. Hi there. Yes, that's your channel. Yes, of course. Life with Rob. That's your main channel. Yes, now, I'm terrible at remembering things. So this one would say Michelle. But at my worst, my A1C was 11.8 at my very worst, and we're talking about that's back in 2020 or something like that, or 221. But my recent numbers, December 2, 2022. Oh, that's all fine, Linda, no problem. Yeah, I thought you'd changed your channel a couple of times, yeah. I see you've changed back to the one that I remember. Yes, Michelle. Excuse me. But I have here December 2, 2022, A1C 6.3. And then May 18, 6.5. August 6.2. January this year 5.8. January this, no, March, April this year 5.8. And then November 18 this year 6.6. So yeah, those numbers are creeping up again, and doctor did say that's often a case, can be with stress and worry and all of that, that can make the numbers go up. I don't know if that will show up there or not, but and then I have some other numbers here from the kidney tests. And kidney function at its worst was 45%. And at its best it's been 68%. That was about middle of this year, 68%. But of course, this last time, you know, Friday's doctor's appointment, it's dropped down to 55%. I don't know if you can read those numbers on this or not, but some numbers there if anybody's interested. Don't know if they're readable. Stage 3B kidney disease. I'm sorry to hear that, and hopefully everything's being managed quite well there. I really hope and pray. I did share these numbers with Susan. She seems to know about numbers, and creatinine 99 UMOL/L 99, and it's supposed to be between 40 and 90. SGFRML/MIN 55 per L.73 SQN, whatever that is. It's supposed to be above 60. But I do have to, and I've forgotten, I need to take that again today. I haven't taken the Ozempic yet today, and I've got to do that today. I've forgotten, so I'm now remembering. Doctor's put me onto another medication, Jardiance, it's called. I take Ozempic once per week, the 1 milligram, and then I also take in metformin 1000 milligram. I mean, I can go and get those things and show you. The Jardiance I've just gone on. I've just got to go and pick up the RX for that. But yeah, I've got to take that one. And of course got to take the Ozempic. I'll go and get the Ozempic and show you what that looks like, for those of you who don't know that one. I did do a playlist on that, and I hadn't sort of updated it recently. Yeah, I haven't done it yet today, and I do it every Sunday because it's Sunday here in this location. One milligram, this is 4 weeks supply. That's the biggest one that they'll give you here. And of course, for this, oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that, Linda, letting this play. And yeah, have a wonderful evening. And God bless. And I know that you've got a lot on your plate with caring for your daughter too. So my prayers go out for your husband and your daughter. And thank you so much. I really appreciate you watching, and I really appreciate you running this. So yeah, I hadn't done this week's shot yet. So basically that's what you have with the Ozempic. They give you these needles. All pre-sealed. So no syringes or anything. Basically it's a sealed packet here. And you just screw that on, pull off the outer cap, pull off the inner cap, and it's a very fine needle. I don't know if you can really see it. And then you just dial it up. This one, dial up all the way to 1 milligram, and then on your tummy or your thigh, you just sort of give it a shot. I'll just move away from camera to do that. That's if you want to see you do that. So you just do that, count to 6. About 6 seconds. Withdraw the needle. Put the caps back on and discard your needle, and then oh no, once a week, once per week, Michelle or Rob. Then you just pull that off, and that can be discarded. But no, once per week. I do it on Sundays. And then just pack all this stuff away and back into the refrigerator. And of course, yeah, the directions here. Inject one subcutaneously once a week. Refrigerate, do not freeze. Yeah, I'm looking at that for my diabetes. Interesting. I do have a playlist, Ozempic on. I actually show taking it in, in the videos and sort of speak about that. Be a year since I've done a video on the update, but this is the biggest one that they'll give you here. And insurance covers this only, at least in this location, only if you are diagnosed with diabetes. I know there's a number of people using it for weight loss, and insurance won't cover it for that, but for diabetes it will. Don't put this back in the refrigerator. But there is a playlist there, Michelle, if you're interested, on my channel. And I do sort of go through it a bit more there in that playlist. something to show you, Michelle. I know you'll be interested. Because I know you made a video about the recent scam going on. I know you made a video on that. I got caught out on that one. Check that out, thank you. Oh, this thing's just buffered and reset. But yeah, I got caught on this one. You'll be interested in this one, Michelle. Because I'm not really very happy with my teeth and thinking, yeah, I want to, you know, cover up the bad ones. And of course, you know, the ad was absolutely, you know, showed it was a miracle and amazing and all of that. And of course, it wasn't actually what I got, wasn't what was advertised. Yes, and they charged me for that $50 US. So that works out about $75 in Australian. I wish your video was out a month earlier and I wouldn't have got caught with it. But this is basically what they said. Look at this bloody shit. It's Temu shit that they've sent. Yeah, it's not even worth $8. It's the sort of shit that Temu could sell for about $3. Yes, it's bloody shit. I've lost that little bag of those bead thingies. It was just a tiny little bag of those bead thingies. Maybe I need to do a video on this, and I probably will sometime, Michelle. I'll do a video on this. I've still got it. But yeah, I paid, yeah, $50. It was about $75 Australian. Yeah, maybe you should send me the link to that on my email or something, Michelle. But yeah, basically they've sent it from this. This is a post packet came with. And surprise, surprise, I put the actual value of what the thing's worth. $5. Oh, well, that's interesting, Michelle. Could you email me the details? I'll put my email address here. But I paid for this through PayPal. Luckily for me. I paid it through PayPal, and when I got this and opened it, I was pretty bloody angry, you know, to put it lightly. But yeah, you know, my jaw dropped. $70 for that. So I contacted PayPal and I reported it for not being as advertised and as fraudulent goods. And it took about 3 weeks. Oh, thank you, Michelle. I don't know if I can copy that here. Real life with Michelle. Yeah, it's not showing up as a link here, I don't think. No, it's not showing up as a link, unfortunately. But yeah, I'll see if I can email you, but I'll give you my email address also. But it took 3 weeks, but PayPal refunded me because the goods were fraudulent, not as advertised. I'd actually spoken with somebody on PayPal. Oh, thank you, Michelle. I might be able to click on that one. Open link in new window. Yeah, thank you, Michelle. I've got it up here. Thank you. Yes, the link works. Just put my email address here again. Yeah, I've got the link to open. Yeah, thanks. Because it came up in chat with a link, it has opened. I will put my email address here again because I did promise it. The large size. So if it's too large for your mouth, you can make it smaller. Is that Well, that's good to know, Michelle. Yeah, thank you so much for that. But yeah, I'll just drop my email if anybody wants to. You know, my dream is to actually move to the States and live in the States. By blood, I'm American, so I want to live, you know, in my own land. But I want to be American on paper as well as in blood, if you know what I mean. I walk around with this and I got some hatred from some people. You're probably laughing. I have a couple and you'll probably laugh when you see that. You're probably rolling around on the floor laughing now. But luckily PayPal refunded me in full for that, which I'm really grateful for. I need to put my glasses on to read the comments. Oh, that's fine, Jan, no problem. And thank you so much for still being here. I really appreciate that. But yeah, I've had, Michelle, I've had trouble with my teeth for years and years and years. Basically what I've done, which I probably got thinking, thank you so much, Michelle, thank you. Probably I've got a pretty good run out of it. What I originally done was when I was living in Indonesia, we're talking about 20 years ago, more than 20 years ago, I actually got all my top teeth, nearly all my top teeth capped. And I'd had trouble, for some reason the enamel was very, very, very soft. And a number of them I'd had root canals done and that sort of thing just to keep the teeth and all of that. And no, actually I don't. I don't, Michelle, to tell you the truth. Which I hate admitting, actually, because, you know, that sort of thing's embarrassing. And so I'd hope this thing that they scammed me on would sort of fix that. To that, no, you know, a big scam. But basically, I'd spend all this money on caps and back in the day when I was living in Indonesia and had money. Yeah, don't be embarrassed. Thank you, Michelle. And knowing what I know now, I wouldn't have got teeth capped. I would have gone, because I could have afforded it back then, no problem. I would have gone with the implants. You know, the screws into the jaw. I would have gone with that, knowing what I know now. Oh, thank you, Jan. Thank you. But, you know, I've got everything capped and well, I guess I've done pretty well. I got 20 years out of it. But basically, everything went south during COVID. Dentists were all closed, so couldn't get anything done about it, and so, you know, 2020, lockdown time, absolutely lost everything. Yeah, very expensive. I probably, and I got it done in Malaysia, because it was better to get it done in Malaysia than in Indonesia. I probably paid about $15,000 US back then in Malaysia to do the whole lot. We're talking about 20 years ago. Yeah, I think that's probably what it is. So true, Jan, and that's interesting, Michelle. Yeah, no bone in your upper now. You would need implant surgery. Would be over that in just the implants. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, wow. Yeah, yeah, and you probably did pretty well with it being that cost, Jan. Yeah, because you know, I'm seeing costs here of they advertise all on 4, which is like a denture implanted on like 4 screws. And they're quoting like about $20,000 or $25,000 Australian. That's here for all on 4. So, you know, an absolute huge amount just on 4 implants. So that's sort of like a whole denture that's on 4. I think they're like snap-in dentures or something on 4 screws. But you know, the way my teeth were, I'd also had a lot of root canals. And so I think full caps over a root canal is even worse than a full cap over, you know, root canal tooth, if you know what I mean. Yeah, that's interesting, Michelle, yeah. And yeah, I wouldn't, you know, if anybody was saying about getting a root canal, I would actually say, I think you might be better off pulling that tooth and not getting a root canal. 4 on top and 2 on the bottom works great. Well, that's good to know, yeah. And I wish back in the day that I actually got implants, because I wouldn't have had the problems with implants like I did with you know, caps on root canals. Because probably more than half my top teeth were root canals. Well, I'm quite lucky there, Michelle, that I've still got heaps of bone in my top jaw and in my bottom jaw, so I'm quite lucky there. Oh wow, that's interesting, Jan, that at least they could sort that for your mum, yeah. Yeah, earlier, Jan, if you missed it, we were sort of talking about the A1C numbers and the kidney numbers and all that sort of thing. If you're wondering what we were talking about. I'd shared these numbers with Susan because she knows the numbers and what they're about. And creatinine, 99, and should be under 90, yeah. Thank you, Michelle. It was really great to see you, and I wish you a good night. And yeah, thanks so much. I've been going over 2 hours, so it's going to be time for me to cut this one off soon too. Today there was a little bit of rain, but it hasn't been a lot of rain for a long time. There's actually talk, a lot of the farmers are saying it's like a green drought. The grass is green, but there's been no growth because there hasn't been near enough rain. And there's even been like some bad wildfires in a lot of areas, and it's basically like wildfires starting, you know, 2 months early. Yeah, the rain at times, yeah. Yeah, a big night, big good night, Rob and Michelle. Yes, thank you so much for both coming in here. I really appreciate you. And yeah, we'll talk about my A1C numbers too, Jan. How things had risen up since the last time I got them tested. And even the blood pressure was up more than normal. The doctor wrote down what my blood test was. Oh, I'd love to have snow start falling. I just don't do well in the hot weather. Today is better, but you know, yesterday and you know, most of the last week had been like about 90, and yesterday was 98. But the doctor said stress could have a lot to do with this blood pressure too. Friday the doctor just put me on his thing and it was 168/69. Normally we're looking at about 120 over about 70, something like that. Yeah, stress has, I think that might be the case too, Jan. You know, A1C on Friday when I saw the doctor from last Monday's test was 6.6. And, you know, 3 months ago it was 5.8. It's in the high 30s and mid 40s as a high here. Oh, I could absolutely live with that, yeah. I really, really love cool, crisp air, and you know, if the air's a bit frosty, I absolutely love it. Love ice and love snow. But at my worst, my A1C was over 11. At my worst. What have we been going? 2 hours and 11, 2 hours and 12. So we might cut this off at 2 hours and 15. 52 with a low of 47. The other day we hit 26. So bizarre. Yeah, that's interesting. What should your temperatures normally be on averages at this time of the year, Jan? Today at the moment we're at 69. Monday 45 and a low of 25. Wow. That's quite a low, yeah. It'll be a pretty hard frost then, Jan. But yeah, humidity at the moment, 89%. Oh yes, 52 and 31 is the historical average. Yeah, that's interesting. A high of 32 on December 1st. Wow. Any snow forecast? Oh, that's one thing I miss is White Christmas. And a lot of people go to the beach on Christmas here, and I couldn't think of anything worse. Salt and gritty sand and ooh, Christmas? No, that's not Christmas to me. Oh yes, snow for November 27, 28. Wow. Yeah, you don't see any coming yet, Jan? Yeah. If anybody wants to get your link dropped quick, type drop before we do end it. I'm going to end it here in a minute. Oh, Rob, send it over here. Send it over here. 98 degrees yesterday was just too much for me. Oh wow, you had snow yesterday, but it didn't last long. Interesting. Oh, come on, Jan, we'll share, yeah. We could share it over here. I wouldn't mind at all. Don't think anybody would want the 98 though that was here. Oh, thank you, Jan. I really appreciate everybody who has come in here. So yeah, we are going to end it. So a big thank you to everybody. Take care. God bless. And until next time, bye-bye.